Welcome to the Strength and Speed Podcast. I'm your host, Conquer the Gauntlet Pro Team member, Evan Preparis, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Brenna Calvert.
Hello, listeners. Want to let you know this podcast is brought to you by Mud Gear, the official compression socks for OCRWC, and also recently announced the official socks for Conquer the Gauntlet and the Conquer the Gauntlet Pro Team. Evan, fill us in a little bit about Mud Gear.
Yeah, I love their socks, and I love the fact that they're a big supporter of OCR. I mean, you've seen them. They supported my event, OCR America. They supported OCR World Championships, Conquer the Gauntlet. They were BattleFrog. When BattleFrog was on TV for that championship, they were the official sock of that. So they really give back to the community, and I just love that about them. And then their socks are just great. You know, they moisture wicking. They don't cause blisters. I just got a new pair last week. Put them on, ran 14 miles, no problem. So, big fan. Definitely pick yourself up a pair. Anyway, our guest today is Claude Godbout. You may know her from the BattleFrog Pro Team when they were still around. You might know her as the 2012 or 2014 Spartan World Champion, excuse me. You might know her from being undefeated at OCRs at any distance in Canada up until 2015. Is that still true, Claude?
I think so. I think so.
And she was also the 2014 national champion for Spartan races in Canada. Or you might recognize her from the back of my book, because I interviewed her for my book. Mm-hmm. If you haven't picked that up, make sure you get that. Claude, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, I was going to say, you mentioned all that she's known for, and I was just going to say, we kind of haven't seen her recently.
No, we have not. I know, Claude, you were dealing with a pretty serious injury last season that took you out fairly early. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it happened during the ESPN show with BattleFrog. It was in March, and it was the day before the event. Actually, I was just practicing and not doing nothing like stupid, or it was just jumped from the sternum checker, and I guess I landed wrong on my knee because they put a lot of sand, like super soft sand, to have better absorption of our fall, I guess. And yeah, I just heard a big pop on my knee, and then I just fell, and that was it. It was just such a small period of time, and I didn't know it had a lot of consequences. At that time I didn't know that, but yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Yeah.
I remember being there and seeing that happen, and everybody, it was just kind of like you said, we're just practicing, and then it happened, and we were like, ouch, that looks bad, but okay, hopefully she's okay, just kind of walk it off, hopefully.
Yeah, I thought the same too. I was like, yeah, I'll just go see the doctor, and it might just be a bad sprain, and even the medic was like, yeah, it might just be a bad sprain. So even when I came back home and I went to see the doctor, and then I had an MRI, and it was a shock. I was like, really? I started to feel better and walk better. So, but I guess, yeah, no, I was recovering, but not in the right path, I guess. Yeah.
So what was the actual injury? Yeah.
So I tore my ACL, my left knee ACL. That plus a bunch of other little stuff on my knees, which they can be really bad, but because the ACL tear was the baddest thing that could happen, then so yeah, that's pretty much what I had.
Ouch. What was the recommended period of recovery after the injury?
They tell you it's 9 to 12 months after the surgery. But then I was really lucky to have my surgery soon after the injury, so that was pretty good because in Quebec City where I live, people wait for up to a year before they get their surgery. So but it took a month and a half before I did. So that was really good news for me. That was really, I was super happy.
Wow. Yeah, because in March, I mean, that's whole year recovery that took you out. That was way early in the season for you.
Yeah. Like in a way, it was a good timing too, because like I was able to bike in the summer, and then my knee is good, so I can cross country ski. So the timing was good. Like I couldn't ask for a better timing. I wouldn't if you asked me, like give me the choice, I wouldn't get the injury at all. But that was a good timing to have it.
Finding the bright side of things.
Yeah.
So I guess the question now is, I mean, I'm assuming you're coming back to OCR in 2017. Is that correct? Is that the plan?
Yeah, it is the plan. I'm not as I don't know how to say it, but like I don't have any setting goals and plans and everything like I used to do. My knee is going to be the one deciding what I'm going to do. So yeah, I want to do the Northman race and some Canadian races here and there if my knee let me do it. But I think in the back of my mind, my goal is to kind of be strong at OCR World Champs in October, and that will give me a long time to get ready for it and make sure my knee is ready for it. So I'll take all the little races here and there before, just to check it out and check how my knee is feeling. And then have fun too, and build kind of training and build my way up to maybe October in 2017.
What were you doing for recovery? Is that what you were doing, biking during the summer and stuff, or
yeah,
how did you spend your recovery time?
I spend way too much time at the gym. If you ask me, I'm not I hate gym. So, but I had no other choice. It's crazy how fast your muscle are going away. It took, I had nothing. I had pretty much just bones on my left leg. So definitely you have to build your strength back, because your other leg is super strong. So this leg is taking all the hit, and it's getting dangerous to get your other leg injured too. So that was a matter of getting my strength back as soon as possible. So I was at the gym maybe 4 times a week, and then biking a lot too, and then swimming, of course. And then slowly when the winter came, my knee was stronger, so I could cross country ski. But then sometimes you go a little too fast, and then you're dealing with sort of right now I have Achilles tendonitis. And I didn't feel like I was going too fast, coming back to running. And then my physio told me that I could go, but it's just a matter that your body is different, and they can take the heavy load of training that you're putting yourself to. So so you learn, I'm kind of a new athlete. I'm not how I used to be. So it's just a matter of trying to discover this new person that I am, and slowly but surely.
For those of you who don't know, Claude is also a very high-level biathlete. So I believe you're on the national team for Canada. Is that correct?
Yes.
Long time in sport, a lot of endurance base there, and made the transition to OCR a couple of years ago, and has been doing great work there. And we look to see her again in 2017. I'm excited to once you get back up to full speed. I'm excited to see what you can do on the course.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty impressed, because I've been doing a couple of cross country skiing races here and there, and I thought I would be super out of shape, but somehow, it's weird. I feel kind of out of shape, but the results aren't that bad. I'm well, I guess I'll take it. But yeah, I guess I needed a break somehow, and it's just a matter of putting everything back together slowly, and hopefully I'll be fast in October, but if not, then no big deal.
How far away is the Blue Mountain course from where you live?
11 hours drive.
Oh, okay, you're far away.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I need to look up my geography of Canada better. I'm not. That was way off. Not even close.
Yeah, but we drove last year. But yeah, it was a long drive. Yeah.
I had no concept of Canada geography. And I sort of, but when I went there, I had no concept. And then here, I was like, wow, 11 hours. That's impressive. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
No idea.
Well, I've been to like Toronto, Montreal, Niagara Falls, and then Vancouver, and that's about it. So I know where those are, but everything else gets blurry.
We're close to Montreal, actually, like 2 hours and a half more east. So, yeah. Tons of snow.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm just excited to like see your face. I know you're wanting to get back up to speed and get to where you want to be athletically, but I miss seeing you so much, and that's what kind of brings me to, I mean, you were BattleFrog Pro Team when they were a race series, and then you got injured, but they kind of went away while you were in recovery, I guess. So I don't know, just mentioning that real quickly, was that just like a huge shock and something new that obviously you weren't expecting? And I guess with you already being out for the season, it didn't really affect you, or how did that go for you hearing about that whole situation?
It wasn't a big deal. I think it was more a big deal for Marco because he was working for them, like as a race director. But like for me, since I was injured, I couldn't go to their races anyway. So it wasn't, I mean, yeah, it was a shock, but I think we kind of saw that coming because, they were putting a lot of money into their events, like super quality events and everything. But like nobody was registering. So, I mean, if you do the math, you're like, well, I don't think they don't break even.
Right.
So I think we knew it was a matter of time before they shut everything. But then, yeah, when you know, you're like, oh, well, I guess it's happening now. But like for me, I think the injury was more a shock than BattleFrog shutting down. But yeah, that was a big year, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was a shame to see them go. I know Brenna, a lot of the guys and girls on our team really love their series, myself included.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're right. I mean, when you took a hard look at the numbers and the cost of entry, you know, and sponsorship of the Fiesta Bowl and $1 million in prize money from the year before, yeah, the cost is they just weren't adding up unless they were interested in losing money for several years before trying to dig themselves out. But
yeah,
definitely sad to see them go. And for those who don't know, explain who Marco is, because I don't think everyone knows who Marco is that's listening to this.
Oh, well, he's my boyfriend, and he's an Olympian in biathlon. He went to the 2010 Olympic Games in Vancouver, and I think we have the same like history, like sports history. So at one point we slowly made the switch into OCR, and then we both went to. We both joined the BattleFrog Pro Team. And then in 2015, I think, BattleFrog offered Marco a job as a race director for BattleFrog. So he joined the team as well for that. And then he did like a couple of races with them as an athlete, but also as a race director. And then, yeah, with the BattleFrog shutting down now, he's kind of building his own race in Quebec City, and it's called the Northman race. And it's an obstacle course race as well.
You and Marco are my favorite OCR power couple. I know that's probably a lot of people like Lindsay and Ryan, but I like Marco and Claude.
Thank you.
You guys go out there, you crush it. I think the word I'm looking for is humble. You guys are very humble. You go out there, you'll win races. You know.
So sweet and personable.
Yeah.
I love seeing him when Claude's got like her dry robe on huddled and Marco with his beard and his big lumberjack jacket or shirt. You know, you just recognize that.
And not that Lindsay and Ryan aren't, because they're laid back too and they're very conservative. Yeah, they're not like boisterous or up in your face or anything like that. But I don't know how you guys come out, conduct your business, and you know, crush the competition, and then, you know, just chill out and be yourself. And I respect that.
I blame BattleFrog because I am, like, tied between the three couples. I've got Ryan and Lindsay, Claude and Marco, and then Corinna and Kevin. I'm like, all of you people are amazing.
That is true.
But we do love highlighting smaller and different and newer race series. So tell us a little bit more. I mean, we might have to have Marco on here next, but give us a little preview of what's in store with the Northman race.
Yeah, I think the person to talk to would be Marco, because like yeah, well, but the thing is, yeah, he's doing more of a like kind of a lumberjack, but not like, don't go to the trendy, like the lumberjack, lumbersexual, trendy style that we have right now. It's not that. It's more like in Quebec City. This is the oldest city in North America, so we kind of is trying to be really true to our roots, because like my grandfather was a lumberjack, and my father was too, and this is something that like we all kind of all add in our history. So it's getting more into it than the trendy stuff that we have right now. So one of the obstacles will be the axe throw. So now we have a axe throw target in our backyard. And of course you're going to see like the traditional obstacle, like walls and platinum rig and rope climb and stuff like that. But there's a race in May, and there's still going to be snow in Quebec City, so it's going to put some snowshoes in there. And so yeah, I think it's nothing like too different. It's just really appealing for the Quebecers that we are, just to like be true to like our traditions.
I know BattleFrog was noted for their difficulty of their obstacles, the platinum rig and some of their other ones. Can we expect a similar difficulty at Northman, or you think it's going to be toned down or ramped up? What's the expectation?
So what Marco did is it's going to be a 2 days event. So Saturday would be for like open, and then Sunday would be for elite. And then I cannot say too much, but it's going to be stuff that you never seen. Like, it's not really the obstacles or the way they like, let's say mandatory or whatever. It's just like the timing wise, but I cannot say too much. It's going to be mad about me, but it's just, yeah.
We won't let you say too much more, but it's just
it's going to be stuff that you never seen before. That's for sure. It's going to be super interesting for not only for the winners, but like for people that have different strength too. So like obstacle or like heavy carries and yeah.
And what's the date of the race?
The first one is is May 20th, 21st, I think. And then there's going to be one during the summer and one during the fall.
I need to catch it when it's a little warmer. I think I remember the website, and I believe I looked at the website, and it wasn't in English. I think that's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, well, it might be in English soon, but not right now, because we have our laws. We have a French law in Quebec, so first thing needs to be in French, and then slowly it's getting in English. So
yeah, so I did the same thing. I went to the website, realized that none of it was in English, managed to find the place to sign up for the email, and I was like, I don't know what I'm signing up for, but it's got to be worth it because Marco is behind it.
Yeah.
And I was like, enter, we'll figure it out later.
Maybe you registered for a volunteer.
Maybe.
You don't know about it. Yeah, well, that's our plan. We'll do it slowly. But yeah.
Well, I'm excited for the race because I know I've raced one of Marco's courses when he was in Kansas City. And I'm not sure if it was his first race that he directed or it was definitely one of his early ones. But he made some decisions there that I thought were signs of like an experienced race director. Essentially the course had been destroyed from a storm. And running up the race, he went out and essentially modified the course so you wouldn't get backups on the course because, everything was wet and muddy. And I think he changed some of the holes on the rigs, which I just thought was a very mature decision. Because, with OCR, a lot of times people are just like, well, suck it up. And,
Yeah. And it's so funny because BattleFrog, like, they were putting a lot of pressure on their employees. And when Marco called me that night, he's like, you know what? I think I'm losing my job. Like, it was a terrible day and terrible things happen. And, like, I did my best. But then, like, the next day, all the reviews. And he was really shocked. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also that was a venue I think had been used for Tough Mudder previously. So it was a lot of like it was like a raceway. So there wasn't, people were like, oh, there's gonna be so much running on concrete. And we got out there and he took us through like streams. Like I was walking in like waist deep water for like a good chunk of the course. So it was very impressive that he managed to find a new terrain in such a worn out venue.
Yeah, he's really passionate about it. That's crazy.
Cool. So I'm definitely excited to see what he brings for Northman.
Yeah, I am too. Like I've been seeing him working a lot, and he's putting a lot of effort, and he's super passionate about it too. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome, that's for sure. And like wait until you see like the format and everything. You're gonna be like freaking out. It's awesome. Yeah.
Well, we can't wait for all of that to come out and hear about it.
Yeah.
You told us a little bit of, kind of what you're working for this season. I guess, do you have an official first race back? And do you have a first race? Like, are you coming to the U.S. anytime that we can look for you?
I don't know, actually. I think maybe May, like the Northman, May 20th might be the first OCR that I'll do, because my knee, like, is still, like, rehabbing and everything. So I think it'll be stupid for me to just fly to the States and then hopefully do well and not get injured. So I think I might just stay at home for a little longer.
That's smart. I just came back from California and luckily didn't re-injure seriously, but I had to pull out of the race because I messed up my knee again. So be smart because we want to see you back out there.
Yeah. So I think I'll just wait and see how my knee goes, and if like in June, let's say, I feel fine and I want to go race against the Americans or whatever, then I might just book like a super last minute ticket or something, but no plan, because I don't want to be like super disappointed if I don't make it. Right. So I might do, if I feel good, I might do some of the toughest Mother. Might do that. Might go to some of the NBC Spartan race. I don't know. We'll see.
Nice. You've got options. That's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of options. Yeah.
One of the things we like to do on this podcast is talk about other sports and kind of how they translate over into OCR. So as a biathlete, and for those who don't know, cross-country skiing and shooting, like what kind of lessons do you think you can pull out of there and then apply to OCR?
It's never done until the race is over. Biathlon was such like a golden rule in biathlon. And it's the same thing in OCR. You think you're winning and like everything goes your way, and then there's an obstacle at the end and you can't make it. And then, well, we saw it with, I think BattleFrog was worse with like the mandatory obstacle. So like you have like a really huge lead and then you can make it an obstacle and then you're stuck there for like 30 minutes before you finally add it. So just never take stuff for granted. That was the mentally stuff. But then, physical is, when you do biathlon, you train, like, of course we did a lot of cross-country skiing, but we did a lot of cross-training too. So I think that translated really well with OCR because, I was running, hiking, swimming, biking, and then a lot of strength as well. So, I think that's why, like, the first races that I did was the Spartan race in Killington in 2011, I think. And I was really, really sore the day after, but it was just a long hike with like, strength exercises in between the run portion. For me, that was what it was.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody refer to Killington as, it was just a long hike with
strength. Well, I was pretty sore. Like the next day, I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't. But like when I was
whatever, I did that mountain. It was way more than a long hike.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I think in biathlon we never like we were always like doing a lot of other sports. So I think that translated really well with OCR.
So how long is a normal biathlon race, both in distance, and then how long does that take you to finish?
The shortest will be 7.5K, and that's like roughly 30 minutes. and then the longest would be 15K, and that would be maybe like 15 minutes. But we were doing a lot of cross-country skiing too, like races, and so I did like a 50K. They call it the Lopet. So I did that, and so yeah, different distance.
And then so as a national level biathlete for Canada, what kind of training volume are you putting in to prep for essentially a race that's in 30 minutes to a little like an hour long?
So I think the last year that I did biathlon, I think I did 600 hours for that year, and that wasn't without the shooting part. So only like physical, and so that's what we did. And a lot of the hours are from May till November. So as soon as you start racing, you really lower your hours and you race a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much what we did.
Is most of the volume you're doing then at a fairly easy pace, or are you doing like cross country skiing intervals? What's the
so the goal was to do 15% of intensity. So like we call it like zone 3, zone 4, and then race. And then let's say like 85% was strength, or we call it zone 1, which is like easy pace. So yeah.
Most of the running literature I've read, I think that translates over pretty well as far as what zones you stay in and percentages associated with each training volume. So
yeah, I think it's pretty standard. If you go more than 15 to 20%, it's you won't be able to do as much hours. So it depends. Like if you do like really short stuff, then of course your intensities, the percentage of intensity is gonna get higher. But for us, it was kind of a mix of like long distance and shortest distance. So it was a good balance, and I think this was proven by scientifics and everything, and that was the goal, to reach 15 to 20% of intensity. Yeah.
Nice. Did you see the recent Mud Run Guide article that has talking about laser pistols and possibly an obstacle course racing?
Yeah, when I wrote that, I was like, hey, Marco.
I feel like you and Marco have that leg up on that one.
Yeah, like I think our name is written all over this. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with the evolving sport.
Yeah. We'll see. It's not coming yet, but yeah, we'll see.
So we'll kind of wrap it up at this point. Claude, do you want to take a moment to thank any people or sponsors while we have you on the air?
I'm not supposed to say anything yet. It's kind of too early on. So yeah, I think no, cause like I'm on the Marco did like a Northman pro team, but it's not out yet. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Well, then there you go. That's our announcement as a spoiler that there are sponsors and things to come. So that's exciting to hear.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the spoiler.
Do you still have a platinum rig in your backyard and a platinum rig in your kitchen? That's my other question.
I do. I still have a platinum rig, but now they are both outside because we need room. It wasn't convenient in the kitchen anymore. So, yeah, we still have, yeah.
Brenna, did you ever see that? Their platinum rig in the kitchen? Like
I was
their mini
going to say
rig?
it was good for pictures because I do remember seeing a picture.
Yeah, it was like jammed up into the corner of the kitchen. I think it had like a little pegboard and like rotating monkey bars.
It was awesome,
awesome,
though. I was so jealous.
Yeah, it's covered in snow now, like, because we were still doing some platinum ring stuff outside, but now there's just so much snow. It's practically covering the entire platinum ring right now. So, yeah.
Nice. Brenna, anyone you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors, people?
Yeah, so we all know I'm obviously very loyal to Conquer the Gauntlet as a race series and athlete, but I do want to give a shout out to another race series that has taken me in as a family member, Terrain Race. I help and build with also. So just want to say thanks to Terrain Race, and they actually have a race coming up February 25th here in Houston that I will be working there. So yeah, people, if you're in Houston area, check out Terrain Race. It's at the same location that Conquer the Gauntlet Houston will be at the next month. So it's like a twofer right there.
Nice. And I'm going to give a shout out to 5311 Coffee. So our Hammer Nutrition, my supplement sponsor, also makes organic coffee. It's actually really good. So if you're looking to order some endurance supplements and some coffee, you can order them both off the same website. The referral number 240887 gives you a 15% discount off your first order. So go over and check them out. Claude, thanks so much for getting on the show with us. Excited to hear about your 2017 and the Northman race coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take a look at my schedule and try to convince my wife to fly all the two of us and the baby up there for a race. So we'll see how that goes.
Please.
Well, it's been awesome talking with you, Claude. Thank you. Hopefully see you soon.
Thanks to you guys.
And that's it for the Strength and Speed podcast.